Our quest to win the Champions League continues in this episode with the quarter-finals, both legs where we have to survive 2 games against the Terminator himself, Erling Haaland. Hello and welcome back to Unemployed to Legend Club 4, episode 15 with Liverpool. My name is Craig, and coming up on today's episode we have that quarter-final clash of the Champions League, home and away leg against Erling Haaland and co. I should say Erling Haaland and Phil Foden, because they're both terrors in this game. Since you were last with me, we've done a handful of games, all in the Premier League, as well as a quick friendly against Bromley just to keep the match sharpness up. 2 wins against Newcastle and Aston Villa, and then a frustrating draw against Hull. I didn't play my strongest team in this game. I think that's to be expected before we face Man City back to back, because there's no league game in between these Champions League matches. So all eyes on this quarter final. But before we get there, Premier League table, we are currently top, 5 games to go. Arsenal do have a game in hand on us and they're 8 points behind. We've already guaranteed Champions League football for next season. Fantastic stuff. We guaranteed a top 3 finish, so we can put all our attention purely on the Champions League, at least for the moment. And before we get into today's game, may I ask that you hit that like button down below, smash the big red subscribe button, send all your luck, all your good vibes towards us for these 2 matches. We're going to need it if we're going to get by Manchester City, because even if we do get by Man City, the semi-final draw has also been done, and the winner of our tie gets Real Madrid or Bayern Munich in the semi-finals. Yeah, we're going to have to do this the hard way if we're going to bring home that trophy. Also, the final is being held at the Johan Cruyff Arena in Amsterdam. I mean, what a great place it would be to end the series than in that arena. But we've got to work to get there first. Just to quickly mention, I have said that we are guaranteed Champions League football for next season through the Premier League. That comes down to if we pass FFP, which in the last episode we were failing. Luckily, we're passing it now, even though we're nearly £200 million in debt. But thankfully, we are now projected to make about £2.4 million loss. Obviously, we haven't got the Champions League money come in yet for the quarterfinals, nor the Premier League money. At the end of the season, we're making over £30 million for that, which is fantastic. So hopefully we will still be in Europe for next season if needed. Obviously, if we're able to win the Champions League this season, that would be magnificent. That's exactly what we're aiming for. So this is going to be the 11 we're going to send out for the home match against City. First of all, Lotka in goal, a back 4: Silva, Borja, Bezerra and Simon-Yuntak, with Stingel at the base of the midfield, Lavia and Ferrer ahead of him. Anderson Luiz is the attacking midfielder, with Ross and Luis Carlos, the 2 men up front. De Ketelaere is not starting because he played just a few days before. He can, more than likely he'll come on at some point during this match, and then we'll see him for the second leg. But right now you can see, even just judging by all the gold stars that you see on the screen here, we are trying to send out as many of the best players as possible. We need to. Against Manchester City, there is no other option. We have to send out the big boys and hope we get the job done, or at least most of the job done, in this home leg. Ideally, we'd be able to build up something of a good lead. Well, the problem is, obviously, we're facing Man City. How hard do you think that's going to be? I don't know if we're going to be able to score 3 or 4 goals against them. I mean, we did in February when we played them in the league. We won 3-0. That's because Erling Haaland got injured in that game. And also, I don't know, I think Man City played a few days before. I think they were in rough form. I'm not sure, but I think they were playing a lot of games around that time, so maybe they were just tired. I don't know. I mean, originally that was the start of our troubles with manager support going down the tubes, but thankfully it held together over the last few months. Now we just need the lads to keep it together here as well. Speaking of that, by the way, why did I open my mouth? I said CDK would be coming on at some point during this match. I didn't think it would be after 21 minutes. Oh, for goodness sake. Right. Anderson Luiz is injured. I haven't even looked at what the injury is. I don't want to know right now. I'm scared to even look. Lavia wins the ball back. Very well done. As far as the manager support goes, it's still sitting on average at the moment. Players are still supporting Jovanovic against me because I wasn't able to register him. And Luis Carlos, doesn't matter about that for the moment. Luis Carlos has just stuck one in the back of the net. 24 minutes gone. It is 1-0. Great cross in for from Siman Yuntak. Look at the space he had out there, by the way. My God, where was their left back? And Carlos just powers a header right past the keeper. That is a fantastic way to get our first goal. And we so needed that. Stingel! Yes, it's 2-0. Oh, do you believe that we could be winning the Champions League this season? Why am I saying words? Because we're not even a quarter of the way through this tie. Calm down. We're 2-0 up. But we so needed it. We so needed to start the game like this, with half an hour on the clock. And Stingel and Luis Carlos have seen fit to make things hopefully a little more comfortable for us. Yes, the manager sport isn't that great at the moment, but these players want glory. They've had so much taste of silverware over the last couple of seasons that they want more. We had 3 trophies last season. We've had 3 trophies so far this season. And my goodness, they just want... Oh God, don't destroy players' morale now. Yeah, there we go, that's fine. They just want another taste of glory. This time they want the Champions League. Oh no, come on. What is with the injuries? Oh, damn it, Manuel Silva's now injured. Saravia's going to have to come on, and Luis and Silva being injured. I hope they're not serious. That's all I'm hoping for. Because that's a problem. 2 in 1 game is just a bit of a mick take at this point. Siman with the ball down the right hand side. He's giving them a torrid time. Whoever their left back is, he can't deal with him. Carlos playing very wide. Ferrer. Lavia! 3-0! I questioned if we'd scored 3 goals against Man City, but we have just done so. It's okay. I should be very excited, and yes, inside me right now I am very, very happy, very excited with what I'm seeing. Their keeper just flapped at it. I don't care. He can have the mayor of all mayors for all I'm concerned. 3-0, my God, that was just off the bar there. 3-0, that, if we can hold on to that, that's an excellent first leg result, and we got to take it back to their ground, of course, at the Etihad. I'm noticing Phil Foden is very tired for them right now, and a couple of our players are starting to tire as well. Oh, it went wide. I thought the keeper had saved that, actually. Right, a couple of our players are tiring. A few of their front players are also tiring, which is very good news for us. Siman is going to come off for Amaral. Lavia is also going to come off for... You know what? Trent Alexander-Arnold. He has played box-to-box a few times over the last few months, so you know what, we're going to see what he can do. Charlie Ross is also going to come off as well for Ronaldo. Let's just absolutely release Ronaldo at the Man City defence, because obviously I'm guessing they're obviously going to come forward anyway, which will hopefully leave a few holes in their defence, which hopefully means Ronaldo will be able to take advantage of it. I mean, all you have to do is just let the ball go over him there and he can just run onto it. The man has more pace than he knows what to do with. There is Ronaldo there. Play it off, man. Good. Just hold the ball up. Play it out wide. Oh, Ketelaere! Oh, CDK should have made it 4. Should have made it 4-0. Right. What we are going to do, we're just going to start a little bit of time wasting. I know it's early, but I'm also aware of the fact that we just had a couple of big injuries, and we need to make sure that our players are fairly fit. In fact, Ferreira's taken a knock. Where is he? Right, he's going off. Oh, don't tell me I can't make any more substitutions because 2 players went off injured. Yeah, 2 players went off injured. So, yeah, Ferreira is going to have to see out the rest of the match with a knock. I don't even know what the knock is at this point. Oh, there is Ronaldo. That pace. And Ronaldo has done it! That substitution paid off massively. And now we're just going to waste all the time down. Just do that for the next 10 minutes or however long of this game we got left. Ronaldo taking advantage of a very tired Man City side. They had to come forward at some point. and they left space behind for Ronaldo to use all that acceleration he has. He has like 17 acceleration pace. I mean, it was kind of obvious at some point he had to exploit that. We are going to be using a lot of game management stuff. Yeah, okay, just let that go past the post. That's absolutely fine. We're just going to be lowering all the tempo now. Ferrer has taken a knock. He is very injured, obviously. Right. Oh god, Haaland is in here. Oh, was he offside? It'd be perfect if he was. Was he off? Yeah, he was off. Woo! Breathe. Breathe. Because we don't really want to give Man City a lifeline. We just don't. Right. We have about a minute and a half left. Well done, Lotka. Just grabbing hold of that. Just take your time. Take the yellow card if necessary. Imagine if we got 5. Just imagine if we got 5 right now. I'm not going to be greedy. Save at least 1 or 2 goals for the second leg if you want. Oh, Ronaldo's through here. Ronaldo. Oh my god, it's 5. This team is running roughshod over Manchester City. I refuse to believe Man City are actually this bad. Or are we just that good? Oh, it took a deflection. Okay, that's why it wrong-footed the goalkeeper. We've put all the game management on stuff on. That's absolutely fine. And that is an absolutely wonderful first leg victory. More of the same in the second leg. If we have a boring 0-0 draw, I mean, it won't do the video much good. Obviously, it won't be great entertainment. Quite honestly, I'm sorry. I don't care. I want just a easy second leg. Could we have that, FM? Could we please just have that? Can we will that into existence? So some good news before we get into the second leg. We do have 2 of our injured players back for this match. Anderson Luiz and Axel Ferrer both free from the injuries they picked up in that last game. Unfortunately, Manuel Silva is still out for another couple of weeks. But there are just 2 changes to the squad from the last match. Saravia will start left back in place of Manuel Silva. And Samuel Ricky comes in central midfield in place of Axel Ferrer. No point risking them this early. Hopefully they can just rest for as long as is needed in this match. So, oh, actually Charles de Ketelaere is also starting in place of Anderson Luiz, because it was Anderson who started the last one. So we go to the Etihad holding a 5-0 lead from the first leg. Still can't get over that. That was amazing. We scored 5 goals. I did say we needed a big lead to try and combat the threat of Manchester City, of course, in this game as well, because they are going to come at us. They are straight away going to come at us, and we need to be ready for that, which is why we're still sitting on a low block, naturally. You can see that 5-0 aggregate score, and hopefully that stands us in good stead for getting into the semi-finals of the Champions League, where, of course... Oh, actually, Man City have just picked up an injury early on within the first 5 minutes, which is excellent news for us. Ross is through here. That's exactly what Ronaldo should have done in the last match. He's into the penalty box. I don't know why he tried going for a shot there. That was a bit silly. He should have just squared it to Luis Carlos. Oh, I thought that was going to be a certain goal there. I had visions of that just landing in the bottom corner. One of their wingers, by the looks of it, got injured, so that's very good news for us. Big news as well, Phil Foden has just picked up an injury as well. It's worth noting Man City did play at the weekend just gone. They thrashed poor Brentford 6-0, so they got some of that morale back. But they played their big hitters, the likes of Haaland and Foden, and Mehmedi as well, because they all scored. And the problem is, they just all got so knackered. I wonder if that is going to hinder... Well, so far it has hindered them in this match, because 45 minutes gone. Yes, they've had chances, but thankfully, nothing worth highlight-wise, which is absolutely fine for us. I did say at the end of the last game, I will happily take a very boring game. And speaking of which, Man City have a corner just after the half-time, and it is off the bar. Stingel just cleared that. Thank you very much. Woo! Why am I still so nervous? Because it's Manchester City. That's why. Nobody likes playing these guys. Let's be honest. Someone close down Rodrigo, and the ball goes blazing just over. Thank you very much. In update on the manager support, by the way, Jovanovic is still unhappy, but instead of 27 players now agreeing with him, which is my entire first team squad, it's now just 23. 4 players have just decided, well, we don't really mind too much. Just seems to have died down a little bit, so hopefully more players will follow suit, as Becerra is just waltzing right through. I don't know what's going on there, I don't care. Lavia smacks the ball, smacks a shot, but it is wide. It is now 70 minutes. We're going to start making some substitutions, particularly defensive ones. I'm thinking Katinic coming on in particular for Stingel. There you go. I'm already thinking about my substitutions early. I'm thinking about multiple things inside my head. So that's why I find it difficult to speak sometimes. Oh God. Oh, just cleared. And to be fair, not bad by Lotka. He was under pressure there from 2 players. Man City have a corner. It is swung in and it is just about cleared. Luis Carlos hunting it down. Oh, Simon Yuntuk, he did well there to try and get the ball, and lovely tackle, lovely recovery as well there. Right, oh, it's going to press pause there, want to make some changes, but Ricky with the corner for us, and there is Ketelare, can't even say his name right, Charles de Ketelare, making it 6-0 on aggregate. That, folks, is how you do it. I guess that's how you do it against Manchester City, just have some of the best players in the world, and just sit back, play a low block, and make sure that Haaland doesn't run at you. Allegedly. Right, where is Stingel? He is going to come off for Maro Katinic. Debola is... Actually, no, our centre-backs are okay. We might take them off towards the end. Simon Yuntuk can go off for Amaral. Saravia can go off for Nahul Diaz. And Ross can go off for Ronaldo. There he is. And I think that's where we're going to leave it, just for the moment. I think we got one more sub. Yeah, we got one more sub left. In fact, what we are going to do, I know there's 10 minutes to go. Once this highlight is ended, ball's gone over. We're just going to put some game management on now, because with 10 minutes to go, no need to go absolutely mad. Even if we do have ourselves a highlight, Amaral, take your time with this. I was going to say, take your time with the throw-in. Ricky. Over to Borja. Have a shot, man. Oh, he does, and it's off the bar. Wow, okay. Let's just see out these final few minutes. Come on. Right, all the game management stuff is on now. Borja! I don't know what happened there. Borja with the original header. It was saved, and then just ends up in the back of the net somehow anyway. Becerra making it 7-0 on aggregate. What a statement to the rest of Europe. I'll tell you what, Real Madrid or Bayern Munich, whoever we get in the semi-finals, they better beware. Oh, it was cleared off the line, and Becerra then just got to the cleared ball. Suspicions of offside? No, because this player was almost on the goal line. Absolutely not. And you know what? I don't know what to say to that. Some people will call that boring, especially for a YouTube video. I call that a statement of intent that we want to win the Champions League this season. We finished up the job from the first leg. It helps that Man City played all their big hitters the weekend, and that is confirmation as well. It looks like we are going to be facing Bayern Munich in the semi-finals. They have come from behind to beat Real Madrid 3-2 on aggregate in their quarterfinal. So away against Bayern Munich and then home for the second leg. That's exactly how we like it, and that's exactly what the next episode is going to be coming up. Semi-finals. Can we take one more step towards the Champions League final? The quest for glory in Europe continues. If you have enjoyed this episode, and let's be honest, how could you not? Unless you support Manchester City, we have just absolutely smoked the world's most hated club, or at least one of the world's most hated clubs. Make sure you hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button. We are achingly close to the Champions League final now. You do not want to miss the rest of this European adventure. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for supporting the series so far, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode.